All right, real quick, super excited to bring to you Spider-Man from the Spider-Man's classic line. Spider-Man looking like the old 90s cartoon from Fox. I grew up on this. I would come home from school and watch this. Loved it. On the back, Spider-Man, interchangeable heads, bitten by a radioactive spider. Peter Parker now possesses all the arachnids attributes. He's the amazing Spider-Man. Different language, different language, different language, different language. Electro, I want. Peter Parker, probably. Green Goblin, I want. Gwen Stacy, I got. Daredevil, meh. Walked into Target, saw Spidey, saw Gwen Stacy, had to get it. Out of the box, and we got Spider-Man busting poses like he was Andrew Garfield. And as you can see here in front of me, I have all the accessories he comes with. His alternate head and the 2 hands he comes with. 2 fisted hands, and he's got 2 thwippy hands. Of course, it's a missed opportunity to not have wall-crawling hands. I think it's very lame. There's no Build-A-Figure included with this wave, although they are releasing the Kingpin separately. But I think if there's one thing that Spider-Man would need would be wall-crawling hands. I think it would have been very nice for this figure. But this figure does have extra points of articulation I'm going to go over. And yeah, let's start. So, very nice figure. I'm not going to go digging for a Pizza Spider-Man to bring out here. But one thing I will say is this figure definitely isn't as skinny as Pizza Spider-Man. Not as lanky. He does seem like a very nice build for Spider-Man. He still seems skinnier than most figures. And, seems like a good height. I'm moving, so most of my stuff's packed up, so I'm not going to be able to come out and grab anything to do any size comparisons or anything. But I will tell you that, looking at it, oh man, the mask is, the line works a little beat, a little wonky on that head. And on this head. It's like, the front webs are done separately from the back, but whatever. The back paint works pretty decent, but just, I like the figure. Having it in hand, looking at it, I was very excited to have it. I want more. Someone asked if I would do an action figure disassembled, and I said if I get more than one of these, I'll do it. But let's just start from the top. So the head articulation, the head pops off, and the articulation here is different. This is on a barbell joint, so it looks like it's got a peg at the bottom, a ball point. I'm sorry, ball joint and a ball point. It's a ball peg at the bottom and one at the top, so it allows for that circular motion. And to give you the ability to look up, it looks like they cut out the back so that he can look up. So I guess he can look up. You get that vertical from the back is fine, but if he's not looking up, then he's kind of got this little nick in the neck. But yeah, I don't know. I think they could do something about that. Maybe they'll figure something out. But yeah, I mean, that's new. I don't think any figures had that before. You still get some side to side. Of course, you get the full 360. You can look down like that, and you can look up like that. It's okay. On the side, the arms, wow, okay. You're not getting a full 90 with the arms. There we go. It looks like it's getting caught here, is rubbing against the top here, so you just gotta push it down a little bit and you can get 90, but that seems like you're just begging for some paint rub to go down, so I probably won't be doing that too much. It seems as if this butterfly joint is just very, very tightly molded in. They didn't leave a lot of space, so it's very, very streamlined. You barely even see it's there. From the back, you can see it more. It's sculpted very nice with the muscles. And the line work continues all the way through. The black, although it's a little misaligned here, the blue with the black line at the bottom goes all the way through. It's a little misaligned. There's a little bit of blue above the black, but whatever. But at least it's nice they continued it. And here in the front, same thing, it's done. So I mean, this would be cool if you had open hands for a diving pose. You really can't do anything because you've got these thwippy hands. Alright, so really, really tight, well disguised butterfly joint. You get that. You can get full 360 out of the arms though. Upper bicep. Double jointed elbow with the pegs. I'm sure we'll get a re-release of Spider-Man. I've heard talk of pegless joints. That would be nice. Mezco does it. Mafex does it. I guess Figure Arts does it. So, sure, get on it. I don't know what kind of design they'll do. They'll do some kind of hinge or whatever with a peg that probably goes up, peg that goes down with the Mezco. The Mezco peg from the elbow goes up and actually pegs into the shoulder, not into the bicep. So there's not a whole lot of space. Instead of having a peg come from up there and a peg come from up here, the Mezco goes all the way through a hollow bicep and plugs into the shoulder. I don't know how Hasbro would do it, but I'm curious to see. And in the case, I'd love to have this figure re-released with some updates. I'd love to see it with out the pegs, of course, the glaring red on the inside. It would give them a chance to better work on this here. I think, who is it? One of the Spider-Mans I saw in a review, the Rebel Tech maybe. This is actually curved. So there's a curve in the ball peg, so it curves back. So instead of having to have a cutout, it's actually already shaped. So when it hits the wall back here, it's still curved back a little bit more. Something, they could do something. And I'm sure they will do something. Alright, here the wrist turns 360 and it's just a hinge for the up and down. Same thing here, just up and down. It would be nice if you got the ball joints here like you see on 1/6 scale figures, because the McFarlane figures use it. It's not like it's the most beautiful peg, but I do like it gives you that. And if you turn the hand on the peg, because the peg is separate and it plugs into both, from the wrist it plugs into the hand and the forearm, it would allow you to have the up and down, which would be nice. And then you could just swap hands out with keeping the one ball peg. But I mean, that's up to them, but I think that's nice. I do like it. I loved it on Mezcos and I love it on 1/6 scale figures. I think it would be really, really good. Alright, and it would be nice if they were standardized too. But, you know, that would allow you to have just the ball peg, the different hands. The hands wouldn't need any cuts or anything, and they could just plug in, probably be hidden a little bit better. I think it would be nice. So this is new. You get a diaphragm joint to give Spidey the 360-degree hula hoop action. But then they also kept, I don't know, it's weird. It's like this is just turned upside down, but you're getting this. So you're getting a lot of forward, because you also have a cut here, which is done really, really well on the side of the red. From the red to blue, you can barely even see it, but that's there. And you see the cut from there to here, and it goes down. I think this is a little different from, I'm not sure, I don't have one in hand, but I think this is a little different from the Power Rangers, or I'm not sure if it is the same as the Power Rangers, whatever. It's new, it's different, I like it. Because now you can get some side to side, and you still get that ab crunch, but you get more ab crunch. So this was cool design. I like that extra piece of articulation, but they took away the articulation here at the waist, but that's okay, because no one's waist can really turn 360 degrees, but you would bend over like this to touch your toes. So I think it's nice, better to have in the diaphragm joint. If you can't have both, I think they made a good choice getting rid of it and putting it up in the diaphragm joint. Because for a $20 figure, if you can't have all the articulation, I think they did what they could to come up with the best. So that's nice. Nice splits, way better than Pizza Spidey. Alright, we got I guess we're gonna call this the new Spider-Man Classic. Get a good, decent split there. Rotates around on the swivel. 360 degrees at the top of the thigh. Really nice double bend there at the knee. Gets you really, really deep. You get an upper boot cut, and I like that the figure is very tight. It's like the joint is so well disguised. You're like, is there a cut there? Yeah, there's a cut. It's just, it looks very nice there, here, in here. It's a very tight figure. Everything is very, very tight on here. I like it. And of course, I don't think Hasbro needs to have the ball, anything about the ankle. They have perfect ankles. And I think that's why Mezco kind of started, well, why Mezco's ankles started to resemble theirs a little bit more, where Mezco used to just have the one, what was it? It would just like peg into the bottom. Now some figures have it where it arcs. I think I took apart Hal Jordan, and his not only comes down and goes this way, but Hal Jordan's actually has a curve on it, so it goes from there and curves forward into here. This is a great way to do ankle articulation. Hasbro's nailed it out of the park. Absolutely love it. Pop that out. Nice and easy. Just switch out the hands. They put a lot of love into this figure, man. They really went over the design and made sure everything is tight. Look at that when you plug that hand in. It's like there's just no gappage. Just a little bit of a gappage is possible with this guy. Except here at the back of the neck. That's a hell of a lot of gappage. I'm sure there are people who have probably just puttied over that lightly and just painted it in if they got the skills and the paint. Talking to you, Pounds. But yeah, I mean, other than that weird little bit of thing there, which is I guess it's not that bad. If you're looking directly at it, the camera's got it shadowed, so you can't really see in there. But for me, it's just glaring neck peg. But no, it's just cool. So you got the wide eyes and slightly more narrowed eyes here. So I'll pop this head off for like the third time or second time, whatever it is. I'll put this one on here. And I guess that's nice. Even though the web patterns are kind of messed up, they're skewed. No, we're not focused on the Batmobile, we're focusing on Spidey. Yeah, you see they're kind of off to the side. But it's nice. And the head seems kind of round. Not really super long coming down on the jaw, and from the front it just looks a little bit round if you look at it straight on. But whatever. I think I like the wide eyes better. The color scheme is nice. Again, I like how the figure is lean but still muscular, like you would expect Spider-Man to be. He doesn't need to be as jacked. I really like the 2099 body, and I like what they did on the Scarlet Spider. I like that, but I like this new body mold for Spider-Man. It's unique, and it's still very strong. But Spider-Man's a lean guy with a lot of power behind him. So I think they did a very good job of portraying that here. And just the way the guy looks, he's just so lean and strong. I really dig it. Again, since I am getting back into Legends, I want to track down certain figures. I'm not trying to go crazy like before, but I do want to get the 80th anniversary Thor. Yeah, maybe the Iron Man, I don't know, something like that. Maybe a Captain America iteration of each character to have on the shelf. At least one of each, and I think this would be a great figure. Spider-Man is my all-time favorite character, so especially in Marvel, so I would definitely have more than one of him if I ever wanted to do any like stop-motion shots or displays, or maybe have Spidey in separate displays. I could have Spidey with the Avengers, I could have Spidey with the X-Men, I could have Spidey with the Spideyverse people. And this is one of those times where you're just like, man, I wish Spider-Man had open hands. So there he is. That's actually pretty cool, man. I like that. He can get that articulation. I'm sure if I fletched around and balanced the weight just right, maybe undid a little bit of the knee bend comes out. You can actually get your Spider-Man in a really nice crouching pose. I like this. That's really good. And he's doing that all on his own. It would be very nice if he had an open hand, because if he had an open hand, you could push it a little bit more and get that hand all the way to the ground. And you have a nice 3-point stance. And you could have an open hand over here, and he could look like he was relaxing on top of a building or skyscraper. Now he just looks like he's squatting down and throw some dice. He's shooting some craps. Although that is a very deep and unnatural squat. Looks like he's using a toilet in Korea. Yeah, there we go. I like this. That's actually a pretty good pose right there. And even so, he can't really look up, even with all that neck articulation. I guess he can kind of look up from there, but yeah. So Spidey on top of your display. That's much better. I really like this. People would say for 20 bucks, this is like your definitive Spider-Man, and this is. For the cost of the Mafex one, which was like $100, you can get 5 of these Spideys. You know, if you get lucky enough to grab them at Target, you could do some cool stuff, man. You could have them in multiple displays. You could have 3 or 4 of them set up for stop motion. If you have, I have 2 dioramas. I've got the NECA Street Scene diorama, and I have the Diamond Select diorama from Ghostbusters, which is like the top of a building. Spider-Man can be set up in both of those. So I'm really digging Hasbro. They really did justice to my man Spidey here. My favorite character. I mean, he's got his own line. And they really did him some justice with this figure. Absolutely love it. One of their best. Loving it like when they released, what was it, Wolverine back in the day? Yeah, like when they first redid that brown suit Wolverine, and I thought that was great. And then they did Tiger Stripe Wolverine. Ooh, I could have a Wolverine versus Spider-Man display. That'd be nice. I don't know why it would be nice to have Wolverine fighting Spidey, but I can do it. I could totally do it. There you go. From the front, you can get some great poses in with this guy. Absolutely love it. Can't wait. I want the Green Goblin. You know, well, I don't know if I've said it, but I've said it before. I sold off all my old Legends. Like my whole Spider-Man lot went. I had a lot. I was on it since they launched the Spider-Man line. With the Pizza Spidey one. I even had some figures before that. I had the Miles Morales from before that, from the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I guess you could really say was when they were kind of relaunching. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 had some of those figures, and then I was just on it from there. And they have not disappointed, and they've just gotten better and better and better. And just absolutely love this figure, love this character. So yeah, I definitely am going to try and track down as many of these guys as I can. I got Gwen Stacy. I'll probably do a review on her at some point if I can, maybe. If not, not. But maybe get a body for that Mary Jane head. Or maybe someone will be selling the old Mary Jane body. Oh snap, man, look at him. Put up your dukes. Yeah, classic Spidey. Fisticuffs, man. But that's it. Absolutely loving this guy. So those are my thoughts. I mean, I'm late to the game. I know some guys paid a premium and got it from overseas, but I don't have any connects. My wife refuses to help me, even though she's from Hong Kong. She's like, no, she's not gonna feed the addiction like that. I'm like, but babe, get me the hookup. Nah, just kidding. But what I'm not kidding about is how much I like this figure. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Hasbro, thank you for this. I dig what you did. I think it's great. You just keep putting out some fire like this, and I'll just keep on buying. Alright everyone, if you enjoyed this super long video, please like, subscribe, comment. If you guys want to see me, I know you want action figure disassemble. If you want to see me take this guy apart, just comment down below. You know I'm looking at him. Alright, and that's it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.